Here at the Greater Arlington Chamber, we are now in our 80th year as a membership organization, and it's so fun as we recap and get ready for a big celebration to end our 80th to look at the number of members here at the Chamber over the years and some that have been here as long as they have. Today, we have one of the members that's been here for at least 40 years as part of the Chamber, but they've been around the Arlington community a little bit longer than that. I'm talking about Theatre Arlington. We have Stephen Morris here with us. Stephen D. Morris, welcome aboard.
Thank you so much.
Great to see you.
It's good to see you. I'm glad to be here.
Theatre Arlington. Now, we're going to touch on Theatre Arlington here in a bit, but I'm going to stick with the word theater because you've been around Arlington a while, and before this, you were a mainstay at Lamar High School.
I was there for 27 years.
27 years.
Sort of 28 because I did my student teaching there and then subbed there for a semester, but 27 actually employed, and it was great.
Well, and I'm going to embarrass you for a second because this is so cool. When you left, you got a big honor there at Lamar, there to this day, right?
That is true. I did. They named the auditorium after me when I left, so it's the Stephen D. Morris Auditorium, and it was a huge honor, and I was really surprised.
Well, you earned it. You certainly earned it. So how long have you been with Theatre Arlington now in your current capacity?
In my current capacity, I've been with them 7 years.
Okay.
I've been involved with them since 1981.
Oh, sure.
As an actor, director, just doing a little bit of everything.
You have no idea how many performances you've been involved with over the years, do you?
No.
Theater. Don't even try.
I was somewhere around 100 now, I think. So.
This is crazy. I mentioned earlier how long Theatre Arlington has been around. You've been there in this capacity 7 years, but how long has Theatre Arlington been around?
Theatre Arlington has been here for 52 years. We're in our 52nd
Goodness
season.
gracious.
Yes.
52 years. That's a lot of lives have been impacted, both on the stage, behind the stage, and in the audience.
Agreed.
And do you get to talk to people that say, this I've been doing this since I was a kid, and now here I am watching other people do it?
We do. I'll say one of our recent employees, our education and outreach program, we go into the schools and work with them with a program called ACT UPS. And one of the young ladies in the 4th grade was impacted by that ACT UPS program and then went on to study theater in high school and college. All during her high school years, she was an intern for us and worked with our theater camps. And then when she graduated from college, came back to us and worked with us for a year, working with the kids in the outreach program, going back into the schools as the instructor, as the teaching artist. And so we really do get an opportunity sometimes to see how the things can impact.
Well, and it's fun too, Stephen, because it's not just those direct impacts, but it's the indirect impacts of people who get their education, dare I say, their passion for theater at Theatre Arlington, and then able to take that out to other people and create it. It continues to blossom and grow.
It does, and we get to hear about it sometimes, and it's why we keep going. Because I know that it is impactful for folks.
So Theatre Arlington, for those of us who don't know, where are we located?
We are located at 305 West Main Street in Arlington on the corner of West and Main.
Downtown Arlington.
Downtown Arlington.
And you just, not that long ago, did a major redo there, correct?
We did. During the pandemic, when we were closed, we realized it was a great opportunity to do a lot of updating that we needed to do. And so we did a campaign, thanks to the city and a lot of generous donors, and did a $3.5 million renovation.
Goodness gracious. How exciting was that? And you're right, the timing was right.
The timing was perfect. Didn't want to go through the pandemic, never want to do anything like that again.
No.
But we used it to our advantage. We have all new, we really tried to make sure that we were updating things for our patrons. So everything was kind of geared towards them. We made lobby improvements. We made seat improvements because as I get older, I get wider. And so we a little bit wider seats and a little bit more leg room to make sure that everybody was comfortable. But then some other things that were for our actors also impact our patrons, such as better dressing rooms, which induces better people to come and audition for us.
Okay, fair.
We did all of our lighting and sound equipment again. And so now really everything is state of the art, and we're able to do much higher quality performances and we were doing great before, but they're
cranked it up a notch
now. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get to the performances. I'm not going to make you go from here about everything going on, but
Right.
In a given year, how many, not total performances, but different shows are produced there at Theatre Arlington?
We have 8 main stage shows. that are all different types: musicals, drama, comedy. Two of those are always geared towards youth and family. And so we have one that is about to come up, Goldie and the Three Bears, that is going to be for
I read the book.
young people. Yeah, did you? You remember that one? This one's got a little fun twist on it. We also have a show that we do every year that is all youth, meaning everyone involved in the show is 8 to 18. So all of the kids on stage and backstage. And that is always nice. We have a cabaret series. And so about 15 times a year, we have solo performances in our lobby space. And those are singing performances that are really fun. And then we do 3 play readings a year, 3 or 4. And those are newer works that we're not sure how our audiences are going to take them necessarily, or things that maybe are of a more delicate subject matter.
Okay.
And so we kind of test them out in a play reading situation. And all the actors are professional. We just don't do the lights and the sound and the costumes. It is a really interesting night where it is just about the script and about the words. And then what I really love about that at night is that we have a talk back afterwards. And
so you get some interaction
we
there.
get some interaction. So the audience gets to discuss the play. They get to talk about how they felt about it. And I think that's one of the really powerful things about theater, is that it's a really great way to start conversation.
It's participatory entertainment too.
That's right, which I love.
Everybody gets to be
a part of it.
With your background in high school with Lamar and everything, when it comes time for productions here at Theater Arlington, do you work with your counterparts at high schools to say, hey, we're having auditions? Do you have anybody? I mean, is there a tie-in there within Arlington or no?
We do. Most of the time our shows are 18 and older.
Right. Oh, okay.
But we have a really great time with the high schools because I love education, obviously. And so we have a program now that's called the High School Experience.
Okay.
We bring 25 kids from every single one of our theaters, from one of the high school theaters, and their teachers, and they come and see all of our shows all year long. We do an hour-long workshop with them prior to the show. They see the show, and then there's a talk back with the actors, with some of the crew and the director, so that the kids are able to ask questions about how it was done.
What an exciting opportunity for those kids who aspire to be these people.
Exactly.
And they get to talk to them. That's good for you.
It's a great program, and I have been, we've been doing this about 3 years now, and it's been really fun watching the folks that have come for maybe 2 or 3 years that have been able to see shows, and their questions become more and more astute. And what they ask us, sometimes we're like, are you sure you're in high school?
Yeah, that's your question?
Right. It's like, that's great. And the things, not just on the process, but just the way that they are able to decipher and analyze the script is fantastic. So
it's exciting on your end too.
It's exciting on our end, and I love getting to stay involved with the other high school teachers.
So education and outreach both are a big part with what you guys do. Yeah.
They are. We spend about $100,000 a year on outreach. And so we are currently in 12 of the elementary schools, the Title I elementary schools. Nice. We send a teaching artist that is with that program all year long with the 4th grade. They work with the kids on, self-esteem, on empathy, on teamwork, and a lot of soft skills that are necessary to help kids be wonderful people and citizens. And they do a show at the end of the year, and we use theater games and techniques to try and teach them these things. But it's really about helping them feel good about who they are. And we've grown that program from 1 school to 12 in the last several years. And our plan is to implement 2 schools per year.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. We've got another outreach program with Safe Haven, where we go in and work with the young people that are there that are, having a very difficult time in their life. And trying to help them transition and talk about what's happened in their life in a safe, creative, and kind of fun way. They're able to express themselves. And that program started that we were going to do for 1 week, 1 summer. And it ended up, the folks at Safe Haven were like, this is great. How often can you do this? And we were like, I don't know. Let us figure that out, And so we do that weekly now. We're with them once a week.
Wow.
And so that is a program that I love because I really know that we're helping kids. And And we've got several that we do with the school district as well. So that is near and dear to my heart, making sure that theater is accessible to kids. We also have one program, our tag players, that I also love because my mother happens to be involved in it as well.
Oh, and then nice.
But it's for folks that are 55 and older.
Right.
And they have a little readers theater club that they come together and perform readers theater, and they go out and perform for people, for the most part, that are also 55 and older, that are in nursing homes or hospitals or that can't come to the theater.
You take
Tag
theater to
players will
them.
go to them.
I love that.
Yeah, so we do a little bit of outreach at every age and every way that we can, because for us, giving back to the community that supports us is super important.
Well, you've been giving back to the community for a long time. I wanted to ask you this before I forget. Talk about your location. You're downtown Arlington.
Right.
Has it always been there? Did it used to be somewhere else? I mean, well, before you've only been here 7, but
Right.
2 years ago, did it start right there?
No, 52 years ago, we started, we were nomads, and we just went everywhere. They performed at Forum 303 Mall, just in room downstairs.
Yeah.
They performed at some of the parks at Vandergrift Park. There is a, you're going to have to remind me of the name. There's a building, a hall.
Oh, there is.
It's the community center.
Yeah.
It's the community center.
Right.
They performed there for quite a while.
Okay.
And then, sorry, the name is gone for a minute. And then we had our first home that we stayed in all the time that was on the corner of Davis and Division.
Okay.
And they moved there in 1981, and that's where I joined them and did my first show.
Okay.
And then we moved to downtown in 91.
Okay. So is that, thank you. I wanted to get that.
Yes.
I was thinking about it. Well, you're talking about all the stuff you do, the education programs, the outreach programs, all the things you do. It takes money to do that. And obviously I get money when I go see a show. But what else do you do? Do you have fundraisers and stuff to bring in money?
We do. We have to. Ticket sales cover about 40% of what we do.
Okay.
And so everything else is writing grants and then donations from folks who are wanting to make sure that live theater happens in Arlington.
Good.
So we're appreciative of that. And then we also always want sponsorships. And so we're always looking for businesses or individuals that want to sponsor a show and have their name, on the title and associated with the production. And right now, I think that's a good deal because our shows are really good. The last couple shows have sold out. Our Christmas show this past year sold out before we opened.
Oh,
and that was a record that's never happened for the theater before.
Right.
We've had a lot of shows sell out completely, but not before we opened. I was like, okay, we're on the right track now.
Something's going well.
Something's going well.
Now, do you do a gala as well?
We do. We do a big giant gala this year. It's going to be on November the 4th.
Okay.
And it's a Texas themed one, deep in the heart or deep in the art of Texas.
Oh, nice.
The stars at night shine big and bright. So we're going to have a really great time.
Good.
Lots of country dancing and lots of good food to eat and lots of raising money.
Yeah, lots of raising money. That's why we're all there. Well, Theater Arlington has been a mainstay both in Arlington and with the Chamber for some time, as we discussed. But I need to ask you this. You have been a member of the Chamber for a long time.
We have.
Could you give me a little synopsis of maybe what you feel the Chamber has done to contribute to the success of Theater Arlington over the years?
First and foremost, probably is the connections that we make with people. And then one of the things that I personally really like is, which may sound simple, but there's a weekly newsletter that comes out that tells everybody about everything that's happening. And I make sure I peruse that and look through it. And I think it's super helpful to know what's happening and keeps me connected to the community.
Good. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
And take it one step further. By chance, if someone is watching us today who's not a chamber member, we have a lot of chamber members watching today, but some people, maybe they're on the edge and saying, should I join, should I not? Is there a number one reason why someone should join the chamber?
I can't imagine why you wouldn't join the chamber. And really an organization that is trying to make sure that local businesses are successful. If you have a local business, why you wouldn't join the chamber seems anti-productive to what you're trying to do. But I think for the value, the connections that you make and getting to meet with people and having that support, it just makes sense.
Right? In.
It just makes sense. It seems foolish not to.
All right, Stephen, thank you so much. It's refreshing to have someone sitting here in the studio with us today who is as passionate about their business as you are and Theater Arlington has been a big part of your life for a long time. Theater Arlington has been a big part of life in Arlington in general for some time, and again, been a big part of the chamber as well for some time. So thank you for all of that.
Of course.
Thanks for being here.
Anytime.
Hey, folks, Stephen gets it. We all get it. Together we succeed. So we want to thank Stephen and Theater Arlington for being chamber members and coming in here with us today. And we want to thank you for being with us as well. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.